reality is you gotta go do it. You know, I think, but I also try to acknowledge in the moment, you know, the guy's strengths too. So, you know, I saw his accuracy, I saw his patience, and I saw that he could box. And you know, but also, you know, you got to look at who he's fighting. You have to look at the mistakes that they're making. And I'm, you know, seeing some things that Pacquiao is doing wrong. Man, why is he doing that? He's doing this. So it's a lot that goes into it, you know, and you got to go through that. That's part of the process. But at the end of the day, I think what separates good fighters from great fighters, and great fighters, special fighters, all-time great fighters, is in that moment. When the lights come on, who performs? Who performs? And I try to be that individual in every big moment I get, because how many big moments are you going to get? I don't know. Everybody's not going to have a career like Floyd where they got 20, 30 papers. That may not be it, but every opportunity I get, you know, I'm trying to shine.
Is there any questions you have with yourself that you feel that other opponents haven't brought out of you, and you feel that maybe Sergey might be the one that finally pulls that out?
I've been on the canvas, I've been buzzed, I've been cut. What else can happen? You know, I've tasted all of that. So, you know, Nazim Richardson, you know, he used to say that, you know, he used to say, swing but don't get wet, young man. I understand my type of style and how it can look and how sometimes it can be perceived like, oh, it's too easy, he hasn't been tested. I get tested every day in the gym. You know, when you get hit hard with a punch, you get buzzed, something like that happens. That's the fight or fight moment. And I've answered that call for 20 years. There hasn't been one time that I tapped out. There hasn't been one time that I went back and said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go back out there. It's just not in me. So all the questions have been answered. And again, sometimes you got to continue to show what, you know, what you're made of, and then people come to the party a little late, but, you know, it's good that they get there at some point. Personally, I'm secure. I know who I am as a fighter.
Hey Andre, I know you look up to Floyd in a way, and you know, obviously I think back to his fight last year against Pacquiao, a masterpiece. But the way it was perceived by the fans or received by the fans afterward as like a boring fight, and they made them real resentful about investing again in a pay-per-view. Does a fighter like you, do you have to consider that in what you're going to bring to this Kovalev fight, knowing that you've got future pay-per-views still to come? And maybe, you know, change who you are a little bit and, you know, be a little bit more aggressive beyond what you do.
I don't be who I am, you know. I'm not a runner, you know, I don't run. That's just what it is. The Floyd fight is crazy because maybe I'm crazy, but I did the international feed for HBO, and I thought it was a great fight. Like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, you know, that's not an all-time great, but I thought it was a competitive fight. You know, the first 6 rounds, I saw Floyd get buzzed twice. I was like, man, he got hit, he recovered, came back. I saw Floyd Sr., you know, it was high drama in Floyd's corner, and I'm like, man, you know, this fight is tight. And then the second half of the fight, I saw Pacquiao kind of, you know, let off the gas a little bit, and then Floyd stepped it up and do just enough. So again, it wasn't an all-time great, but I walked away, you know, high-fiving people like, man.
Would you drop 100 on it? Like, would you drop 100 on it? Like, I went as a press BVR'd it. That's $100. Like, what you're saying is probably totally true. If you were just like a civilian though, and you had to drop 100 to put it on your TV, is that a $100 fight?
If I can't put my
what he's saying is in the world of pay-per-view, it's all different.
Keep asking questions, but you won't let me answer.
Oh no, sorry. My bad. Go ahead. Please.
Go ahead. Finish yours.
No, I was gonna say, you know, this could be a $60 pay-per-view, but the point is, now we're talking about money amounts on fights in a weird way that you don't have when you're not in pay-per-view. That's all.
But I think the tricky thing with the Floyd and Manny situation was how long it brewed, and then I think, you know, to the casual, it was like, this is the guy that's going to finally shut Floyd up, and then it didn't happen. And it wasn't, you know, an all-time great fight. So to the casual, I think they were like, we got duped. I don't know about the, you know, the hardcore real boxing fans. So I don't know. Like, it's tricky. But it was a fight that was in the makings for so many years, and it was, you know, obviously built as, you know, the biggest fight ever, and it wasn't that. But I thought it was a good fight. I didn't think lawsuits needed to be filed. I don't think it was that serious. But I mean, trying to stretch myself to a civilian, if I was a boxing fan, I probably would pay for it. Probably. But it's hard because, again, this is what I do, so I'm always paying for it. So it's hard to answer.